shows every Sunday.
Random Ramblings with Rob.
Here we go.
What up, everybody? This your boy B-Rob, and I'm back with another edition of the Random Ramblings with Rob podcast. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you, the listener, for coming back each and every week, or however you listen to podcasts. And if you are a first-time listener and anybody recommended you to me, why don't you go ahead and lean over and give that person a crisp high five. But if you want to be socially cautious and everything, COVID is a thing. You don't feel comfortable touching people's hands and all that other crazy shit. You can pick up your social media app of choice and you can send that person that recommended you to me a well-crafted DM saying thank you for recommending you to me. Speaking of social media, you can find the Random Ramblings with Rob on various social media platforms to include Twitter at 3R Show, Instagram at The 3R Show. You can see some of my interviews on YouTube by searching 3R Show. And for anything that I may have forgotten to mention, you can find it all on randomrob.com. To include our sponsor, Hooks Rubs and Spices. Go to hooksrub.com and you can get 15% off all the glorious and succulent and delicious spices that you can put all over your delicacies, all over your foods and whatnot. You can put that shit damn near on anything, and I hope that's not copywriting or something from somebody else's slogan or whatever, but you really can put that shit on just about anything. They make drinks and shit with Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. Look up the website, hooksrub.com, and whatever you order off of there, you can get 15% off your order by using promo code RANDOM. Now, we are here with another edition of the show, and I just wrapped not too long ago with a good friend of the show, Arlo Rodriguez. He is celebrating 10 years of podcasting. And that is an amazing feat because I myself have had many doubts as to the longevity of my stay in the realm of podcasting and whatnot. But after only 6 or so years, I'm still here alive and kicking. But Arlo has been doing it for 10 years plus. And we had a celebration today. We recorded some audio. We had he had some questions pertaining to his show that I think I fared pretty well. I did way better than I expected I was going to do. He asked me 10 questions, and out of the 10, I got 7 right. So I think that's a passing grade. But it was great to talk with him or whatever. He's also, within this past 10 years, has gone through a whole bunch of life changes, coming out to his mom and just, rediscovering himself and whatnot. So best to Arlo and the Random Chatterings podcast. May you remain 10 years longer and stronger from here forth. I hadn't been doing a lot of stuff, a lot of shenanigans with RBR Weekly Wrestling Talk. So if you want to hear us talk about professional wrestling live Wednesday nights after AEW Dynamite, you can join us on mixler.com/fanoff. You can find freaking episodes of RBR Weekly Wrestling Talk on any podcasting platform that's out there. But if you want to join us live, Mixler is the way you do it. And as I speak of professional wrestling, the buy-in for AEW's Forbidden Door is starting up. Should be on here in the next minute or so. And I'm kind of excited about it, but at the same time, the show is been mired with a lot of injuries. Tomohiro Ishii's out. Hiromu Takahashi is out due to injury. And there's been some substitutions. Bryan Danielson is out due to injury and everything. So there's a lot of substitutes going on. But this does not feel like a show that I am willing to shell out the money that they're asking for to watch it. I mean, I could have probably went to a movie theater or whatever and checked it out. I believe they were playing in my local listings. But it's hot outside. And shout out to Lou from the Wrestling is Trash podcast, who I believe is in theater tonight watching the show. Shout out to Phil Lindsay. Shout out to Will Washington. All the boys at Grapsody over there. I think they're in attendance in Chicago for Forbidden Door. So I hope all y'all be safe and have fun. And yeah, man. It just, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this show. I do know I want to see it, but like once again, I don't want to pay all that money for this caliber of event. So I don't know. As it plays in the background, I am very more so intrigued. We got rumors of a person replacing Daniel Bryan and Brian Daniels. I can't say this motherfucking name. Yep. His mama called him Clay. I'm going to call him whatever the fuck I want. But his replacement and a new member of the Blackpool Combat Club will be replacing him tonight at Forbidden Door and Wednesday for Blood and Guts. And a lot of the scuttlebutt is that it might be Cesaro. Also, some people thought it might have been Jonathan Gresham since they do have him under contract, but they just had a backstage promo on Rampage, I believe, to where he'll be in a tag team match with Lee Moriarty against two other people who it escapes my mind, and I just seen the promo not too long ago. But that remains to be seen. A lot of interesting matchups and everything. They got the New Japan Dojo against the Gun Club and with Max Caster, so that might be a thing. Another match that's just been added to the buy-in as of my viewing is Lance Archer versus Camarado. So that might be a good match. Two big hoss of men beating the shit out of each other. And I don't know. I'm excited of what this is on paper. It's New Japan Pro Wrestling versus AEW. And I just like that concept in itself because, you know, this is what people really want. Just crossover shows. I mean, the way this one come off is kind of weird, but or unfortunate. I don't know how you want to phrase it, but it just doesn't have that pizzazz of a big marquee event. It almost feels like one of the Dynamite specials. But I'm still excited, just not paying the goddamn money for it. I'm going to have to get on my ship and sail over and try to find a way to look at this event tonight. But on other notes and everything, I got a 3D printer. Something that I've been eyeballing for a long time, and now I have one in my possession. It was a whole rigmarole, and I think I've said it on the show about, you know, the first one I purchased and it being garbage and bringing it back and the whole, you know, shit that I had to go through to get the one that I have now. But I'm up and running. I'm printing, and I just been printing a whole bunch of shit. Well, not even really a whole bunch of shit. I've been continually printing the same shit over and over again because I am a noob and I have no fucking clue of what I'm doing. So I damaged and fucked up a print over and over again. So my wife is a writer. She loves to write. So I found a design that's in the shape of a middle finger that houses a ink pen on the inside. So I went out to get the pieces for it that I would need because you had some other accessories that you needed to put it all together. I got all the things. I went to print the main portion of the hand and everything because the middle finger itself is the pen. The middle finger detaches from the hand and the ink pen rests inside. So the finger, the screw cap, and all these other things were not hard to print at all. Got it right off the bat. But printing out the whole hand was the problem. I failed it 3 times. On the 4th try, I got it right. Because first off, everything that I've printed thus far was just you drop it in the program, you slice it, you upload it, you print it. No additional support required, no changes or modifications. So when I got to this one, I didn't read the instructions fully, so already shame on me. And I thought it was going to be like any other project. Drop it in the program, do a slice of it, upload it, print. So I went to print the hand portion, and it failed. So with 3D printing, you got to be wary of certain spots because this thing cannot just print out of thin air. So the fingers curl over. You know, you've stuck a middle finger up to somebody before. You know how your fingers curl down. Those portions of it are suspended in the air. It's higher up on the levels of the print. So it needs something under it to support it and everything. And I did not know that. I was not aware of that, or I did not pay attention. So this thing was just spilling filament all over the place, spaghetti noodling all over the joint. And it was all my fault. So it took me 2 additional prints to figure out what the fuck I was doing wrong. And finally on the 4th print, I got it right. And I got all the things together. I kind of fucked up the build, the actual setup of putting all the pieces together. But in the end, I was able to make it work with a little bit of super glue and some heat from a soldering gun. And we kind of melted some things together and super glued some parts. But it's a fully functional pen. Don't ask me to refill it whenever it eventually runs out. I doubt if she'll ever use it. It'll probably be a set piece for her desk. But yeah, it was a thing. And then I printed my own print. I used Tinkercad, which is a web-based and app for the tablet, to design a microphone flag for my Shure microphone. Because I went online and I tried to find my own. And those things are expensive, or you have to buy them in bulk. And then they don't have the same kind of fit that I would prefer. So I went into Tinkercad and I created my own. And it came out pretty good. It came out better than what I expected for my first time trying to set up some stuff. Fits on here snug. The cable doesn't get bent up in the whole design and whatnot. But I'm satisfied. Now I have a Elgato Stream Deck that I'm building a housing for, which I can mount on the end of my desk. So I already went through the design process and everything. Yes, and I'm eating candy right now. I went through the design process and everything. I got it all mapped out. I printed a test fit piece, which I didn't give it enough height on the layer. And I couldn't use it properly. So now I got to redo that. But it's just some things I got to work through. And I'm sorry, this candy is good as fuck. Yum, 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 yum. But that's about it, really. Ain't been doing too much crazy shit. RBR Wrestling Talk is alive and well. We got some bonus episodes on the Patreon if y'all want to check that out. And damn, this candy is good. I'm sorry. That's all I really got, man. I ain't really got too much going on. But I just got to touch in with you. I hope you enjoyed the episode last week with Blake Cortez, formerly Draco Anthony in NXT 2.0. Fellow Devil Dog. So it was great to talk to somebody that was in the Marine Corps. And yeah, just go back and listen to the episode. Also, we had Glenn on the week before. talking about his new baby and his 38th podcast and shit and everything. But I appreciate y'all for giving me a listen. I'm going to finish off the rest of this candy, and I'm going to watch the buy-in for the Forbidden Door. And maybe, just maybe, I can find a way to put eyeballs on it after I put my hat on and set out on the open seas and whatnot, if you get my drift. But thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.